Hey there, welcome to Chief's Shop, and today I've got a quick look at one of Kreg's new Automaxx face clamps. This is the 3-inch model that will work on material up to 2 7/8 inches thick. This is an advancement in the clamping technology that Kreg has. Basically is just a locking clamp. This is one of their previous models of face clamps. I've had several of these over the years, and I've had them prior to them putting on the grips here. I have some of the very older models on my clamp stand over here. So I've used these for quite some time. The advantage for the Automaxx is that it's automatically adjusting, so it will clamp onto material anywhere between, obviously, the thinner material up to 2 7/8 inches thick. It'll automatically adjust to clamping that, whereas on the older model clamps, you have to adjust where it closes here. And as you can see, this is obviously for a much thinner material than this would be. This requires a lot of time in adjusting. As you can see, we're going along here. Whereas the Automaxx clamps, whether it's 2x material or 1x material, it automatically clamps down. You can adjust the pressure. There's a little valve here, much similar, or a bolt here, much similar to what you see here on the end here, that will adjust that. So you can make it, you can make more pressure or less pressure depending on what you're working on until you get it just right. So that allows you to tweak it a bit, which is a pretty good advantage there. I like that you can adjust that if needed, if you find that it's not quite powerful enough. I've clamped it on 2 pieces of 1x and 2 pieces of 2x just to see how it's holding those together. Works pretty well. I've also clamped 2 boards on a workbench, including the thickness of the workbench, with that, and it's holding well there too. I did find when I got on a couple of thick pieces, when it's in this widest open position here, for some reason it kind of stuck in here, and it's not something I can replicate every single time, so it may not be any real issue. It may just be with the fact that it's new, but there was something that seemed to be, it would not allow me to kind of grab it. Now, if you have small hands, this could be an issue with the width here. I don't have necessarily a problem with it, but if you're smaller hands, you may have to use 2 hands to get a clamp on. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. I think this works really well. Obviously I've only had it a short period of time. I got this just a few days prior to filming this, so I haven't tested it too much in real world situations, other than putting 2 pieces of boards together, and I've kind of done a little bit of a testing on the holding power and adjusted as I needed. But I think overall it works pretty well. You can look at the dimensions of it, bit more space in certain areas of the clamp. Similar design, a large open throat like it is. I don't think that matters much, but you can kind of see the space here and here is a little bit different. And whether or not that makes an issue, I don't know. The discs here on this side of the clamps, the faces there are the same. They tilt and swivel just fine. The grips are a little bit different. They're not quite as textured as these clamps. These are a bit softer as well, so there's the grip factor there. This seems like it might get a little slick over time, and time will only tell if that will be an issue. It seems like it might be a bit more durable material though, versus these. This is almost like a bike grip material here, and I have to, it does kind of slide off at times. This seems to be pretty fixed on here, and a denser material, although I worry about potential cracking on this, so there's not the flexibility there. Again, time will tell on that. So pretty much the same principle here. The tensioning is about the same. You have the spring roughly in the same place. The pressure change, obviously, this is just tightening the width there. This increases the amount of pressure you can apply. So this has quite a bit more moving parts here. Time will only tell how that's going to impact things. It looks like this could potentially have more gunk buildup in it versus the same principle here on this clamp. So we'll see. Clearly, if you're working on a project that varies in thickness on the parts that you're attaching, this is a time saver. In my case, I have several of these clamps, so I have some that are set for 1x all the time. I never change. I have some set for 2x all the time, and I have yet another one that's set for when I'm going to be clamping something to the workbench itself. That's a different thickness as well. So that that's a consideration there. But if you're going to have 1 or 2 clamps versus several that I have, this is probably the way to go. Well, you can order these off of Kreg's website now. I got this in just a few days in ordering it with standard shipping, so it does come pretty quick. The packaging is very basic. It's just a little plastic clip comes off, and there's a little bit of detail on this, but shows you the how to adjust the pressure on it. That's pretty much it. There's no booklet and everything that comes with it. Pretty straightforward. So I think it'd be a good investment, like I said, for someone who needs, who's really probably wanting to get in their first one of these. I think this will be very versatile. You'll be able to use it in a lot of different materials and quickly. So I don't think it's a waste of time or money to get one of these. I think it's a great addition, and I'd recommend it. I hope you found this quick look helpful, and for more videos and project reviews, you can check out my website and also take a look at plans and other tips that I've got. Well, like I always like to say, time to get off the computer, get out in the shop, make some sawdust.